We'll continue this afternoon with the Scottsboro Wildcats and Coach Tyler Vann. An outstanding season last year in his first year, 9-3, I believe, with the Scottsboro Wildcats. So, Coach, thanks for being with us today. Thanks, guys, for being here. So, I don't know if you want to introduce them or let them introduce themselves, but and then some opening comments, please.
Yeah, I'll introduce them. Starting on the far right, 57's Tegan Harris. He'll be a senior this year, plays D tackle and guard for us. Had a really good year last year. All these guys did. I won't talk about them individually. It'll be a minute. But Lawson Lee, 32, he'll play inside linebacker for us, played outside linebacker for us some last year. We don't have to move him inside. Jaden Gilbert, he plays T, Q, H, Z, everywhere for us on the offensive side. I got to find ways to get the guy the ball a little bit more. And then on the far end's Cohen Thompson. He'll play X for us. And all of these guys, I mean, they're here because there's the top 4 vote getters on the team for captain. So that should mean a lot. I go on that spiel every year about how important it is and how you should feel about getting all your team's vote and your teammates. And so it was good for these guys to be here. And I know this is a big group for us, and we're excited about the season. Worked really hard. Guys have been really good in the weight room. I mean, a year ago when I first got to Scottsboro, it was probably the weakest team that I've ever been a part of to start with. I can say that now because they've come a really long way. They've worked really hard in the weight room. They understand that that's what it takes to be successful is the weight room. If you're not in the weight room, in my opinion, you can't be a great football team. That's what we're trying to be. So super excited about this group, and I hope the year goes slow because I really enjoy coaching these guys and being around them.
Coach, could you talk about your workouts this summer, heading into preseason practice, your improvements you've seen this summer, maybe improvements you need to see before your first game against Fort Payne?
Yeah, guys have done a really good job just trying to put on good body weight. I think we were going to be light, we know, but our guys have done a really good job the entire offseason of putting on body weight and trying to get stronger. We're going to be young in the box. We're going to be older on the back end, but young in the box. We're replacing 7, 8 guys on the defense, and most of those guys are D linemen and inside linebackers. So we're going to be young there. So we'll have some growing pains. So we're going to continue to need to see that group get a lot better as we go. And I think we have the potential to be a good defense. But we have a long ways to go there. I think we've gotten better. And then offensively, replacing 4 guys. We know Jake Jones is one of those guys at quarterback, and that's another one that we hear about a lot. Like, we're not going to be a very good football team because we did lose a lot of seniors, and so our guys get to hear that a little bit. So we have that us versus everybody mentality where it's just, only people that it matters what we think is us. So don't listen to the outside noise. But our guys have done a really good job this summer of developing their skill and trying to get better, especially on the offensive side as well.
Well, Coach, going into this year, and I want to speak about losing Jake Jones, but a lot of times in your offense, other teams scheme for that. I mean, they knew they had to stop 7. Mm-hmm. So this year, do you think this offense is going to be a lot more multiple in that they don't know where you're going to attack them from?
Yeah, we'll be more multiple in throwing the football for sure. I think Tien's had a really good summer for us. Noah, we have receivers and people that we need to get the ball to. You got guys like Connor Vaden, Cohen, Gilbert, Popey, everybody on that side that I need to do a better job of getting them the ball in space. And then in the backfield, you still have Jacoby. So, and Trayshawn's had a good summer, and you got Caden Holcomb. You have multiple guys, Eli Worthy, that can run the football. So just mixing up personnel. Groupings will probably be a little bit more frequent this year. We stayed in 12 personnel a lot last year. I think you'll see more 11, 12, combined, more 11 than you saw last year. You probably saw us in 2 tight ends a lot. And was really run options with Jake Jones. Like, we were going to read somebody's going to keep it. Sometimes Jake was going to keep it because Jake wanted it, so at times, which is not a bad thing because Jake made some plays for us. And but this year we will be more multiple in what we do in the pass game for sure, and play action as well.
Coach, in the years that I've known you, I know you're a big proponent of playing teams that are not cupcakes, shall we say, and which make you better when you play teams that are of a winning caliber, shall we say. And, of course, your region that you come from with Gunnersville, Arab, and the like, you end up in close games there. But even your non-region schedule, you've chosen to go that route of non-cupcakes and of course, guys like Central Clay County. Could you talk about that philosophy and what that means to bring to Scottsboro from your point of view?
Yeah, I inherited this schedule, and it was really good. But we've already re-upped with Danny Horn and Central Clay for the next 2 years after this. And and I'm sure Morris Hill want to stay on too. We've talked a few times about that, but playing those good football teams, I think, make you better, get hit in the mouth. And then we have the luxury. We play, not the luxury at all, but we play Fort Payne, which is a rival game. Then you have North Jackson, rival game. So that's two right off the bat that are physical football games that you better be prepared for. You have to be prepared week in, week out with the region we play in, but your non-conference, I think, makes you better. It's an opportunity to play physical football teams because we know when we get into the playoffs, we're not going to beat anybody that's really good based off athleticism. We understand that. We don't have to be the most physical team. And you develop that, I think, by one, being in the weight room and doing what you're supposed to do in the air, how we practice, and then two, by who you play. And playing guys like Fort Payne, North Jackson Central, and Morris Hills, your non-region, that's a pretty good way of preparing your team for what you're going to see in the playoffs.
This question is for the players. Guys, coaches talked about the guys that you've lost. Not a lot of guys coming back. You are some of the guys. Talk about, as you've worked out this summer, some of the young guys that may not have got a lot of playing time last year that you think has got to step up into a bigger role this year.
Yeah, for the defensive side of the ball, at least, we lost a lot of our D linemen last year. So I think Justin Baker is one of them, and then Zay Simpson is another one that has to step up for us this year on the defensive side of the ball. So
I'll say receiver-wise, Connor Vaden, he'll have to step up for us. He also plays both ways, so him playing safety and receiver is going to help us out a lot.
One person I have to say is our quarterback, Noah Tollison. I mean, everybody wants to talk about how we lost Jake, but being at practice and 7-on-7 tournaments with Noah and seeing the way he can sling the ball around and get our guys the ball in space, I think he's definitely improved a lot, and I think a lot of people will be proven wrong with his ability.
Back on with loss with the D-line, I feel like Zay Simpson, really big guy, really fast with the ball. I feel like he's going to help us a lot with D-line.
Don't you want to comment on that?
Yeah, we have multiple guys that are younger that's going to have to play some big roles for us, some sophomores and juniors. You know, we're junior heavy across the board on the back end. We have a few seniors there, one or two, or one that's going to be playing a little bit here and there and rotating in a good bit. But we're going to be really young all across the defense. You know, we'll have a few seniors on that side. Tegan will play defense. Lawson Lee will play some defense. I'm probably missing another senior or two. Not many. Start naming them off. But we're really young on that side, like I said. And you got guys like Cash and Kay Mateos, both juniors, going to be playing some big roles for us. They played a little bit last year. Cash played a lot. Kay kind of started spot playing later in the year. Those two guys gained a lot of weight, I think 40 pounds from the time we got there till now. So they're going to be playing some key roles for us. And we're young all over the field, honestly, on defense. And Aiden Steele and Zay Simpson, like they was talking about, Justin Baker, he's going to be a junior, but he hasn't played a lot of varsity Friday night football, you know, for us. So Eli Worthy at end. So we're going to be young in spots, but I'm super excited about how hard they've worked and the weight that they put on. And that gives you confidence that the guys are going to go play hard and be physical. And that if we're not physical, you know, that's what we're talking about all camp. We have to be the most physical team every Friday night. If we can't be that, we're not going to win. So I think those younger guys are going to have to step up, be a physical proponent for us.
This also for the players. I think Coach mentioned earlier that the team has voted you four guys as captains. What does that mean to you to be voted for your teammate, a captain, and what does it mean to wear that black and gold jersey for Scottsboro?
It means everything. I've always grown up as a kid going and watching Scottsboro play football, so I'm finally here, and I'm honored to be a captain for our team. So.
Yeah, I'll have to say it definitely means a lot to know that your teammates see you as a leader, and you know, once you find that out, you know you gotta step up with it being whether it be in practice or on Friday night, you gotta step up and lead them the right way. And wearing black and gold, I mean, you walk around Scottsboro, everybody talks about the football team. It's a big deal in Scottsboro, so it definitely feels good to know that you're a part of that team.
It feels good knowing your teammates trust you that much to be a leader. Like one of our coaches said today, being a leader is fun until it isn't. Like nobody wants to be that guy that's, you know, when you're down 21-0, you're just everybody's yelling at each other. I mean, you have to be that guy that calm everybody down and be like, let's get back in this game. Like against Arab, we were down early and then we had to come back and pull it out. So it feels great knowing your teammates trust you enough to be a leader on the team.
Well,
Yeah,
Coach,
Yeah, it feels great knowing your teammates look up to you that much, and it means a lot.
Well, Coach Vann, I want to ask you this. You know, last year when you come in, you talked about getting terminology, getting these guys in the weight room, getting them stronger. And yes, you had a lot of heavy losses last year, but this year they're probably stronger than they were at this time last year. These younger players are. So now I guess you can spend a whole lot more time teaching rather than have to coach, because these guys should be player driven.
They are. They do a really good job of driving each other in the weight room. And then if you looked, that's what I talked to some of our coaches about today. I mean, if you look at our play script and our practice script today, this year, day one, I mean, we're repping stuff that we was still putting in a little bit there mid-year, you know, as far as what we was trying to accomplish on the offensive side. So, I mean, we're ahead of the game. You should be in year two, obviously, when you have the guys that we do and they're smart and they learn it. And these guys have done a really good job in the weight room and then in the meeting room, you know, and being locked in when we're in meetings. And so I think these guys are prepared to be better. And then obviously, like we was talking about on the practice schedule and stuff, if you just came to practice today compared to a year ago it's a lot slower. Guys not sure how we're going to practice and how fast we're going to move around and stuff. We're trying to get out an hour and 45, hour and 50, and to do that, you got to be moving around in full speed, drill to drill. And guys of this group's led this team very well as far as that goes.
Guys, I want to wrap it up with this question to the players. And, Coach, if you want a comment at the end. Team goals and individual goals that you may have set for yourself and the team has set for this year.
One of our team goals is be the 11th, win our 11th region championship as a program. And then as a personal goal, I just want to step up and be a leader this year for our defense. So
I have to say exactly what he said, be the 11th. Our goal is to win back-to-back region championships, but leave no doubt. Sweep the region and win it with nobody doubting who should have been the region championship or champion. And my personal goal is to be more confident in my ability on the field, no matter what it is, and be more confident in my ability to lead my team, because they obviously put me in a leadership position. So I have to show them that I can be that leader for them.
A personal goal, be a better leader on and off the field, because nobody wants to be that guy. So another team goal will probably be the 11th region championship and beating Gunnersville.
I would say personal goal is be the best leader I can be, and team goal be the 11th and go back-to-back region champs.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. Good luck to the Wildcats this year. And, Coach, thanks for being with us again.